Today, I'll be talking about two ways of parenting: emotional parenting and functional parenting.
Mentoring, teaching, developing, coaching, educating, empowering.
Good day, my name is Seun Obisesan. If you are new to my channel, kindly subscribe and click the bell icon button so you'll be notified when I post new videos. Today, I'll be talking about two ways of parenting: emotional parenting and functional parenting. Emotional parenting. It is a natural way of parenting, and it is the only way you know when you first become a mother. Good parenting involves emotion. Your emotional awareness and ability to handle feelings will determine your success and happiness in all walks of life, including family relationships. For parents, this quality of emotional intelligence means being aware of your child's feelings and being able to empathize, soothe, and guide them. Emotional parenting is about warmth and affection. There are a lot of items you buy for a new baby, but if babies could talk, they will probably tell you that they have very simple needs: to be loved, to be fed, to be kept warm and safe. Cuddling means safety, don't forget that. Physical closeness can promote an emotional connection. The attachment contributes to their emotional growth. Children thrive from having a parent or other adult in their life who loves them unconditionally. Functional parenting. This parenting style is more practical, teaching, discipline, correction, and so on. Raising with discipline and good moral values. When parents start to understand the balance of where to place boundaries, where to encourage, and where to discourage. The too much of what you give to a child will show on that child. A garden with different flowers becomes beautiful when it blossoms. Similarly, if parents learn how to be a gardener and are able to recognize their child's personality and nourish it, then their garden will become fragrant. Parenting can be emotional. When you are happy, you cry as a parent. When you're hurt, when you're sad, you cry. When your child makes you proud, you cry. You cry all the way, literally. But too many emotions could damage a child if you neglect the functional role. The two ways of parenting goes hand in hand, and the ratio changes over time, and most importantly, depending on the child's ability. Let us be practical here. If you have a newborn and that child is crying, you wouldn't say, "Go sit in the naughty corner." No, you pick that child up and look for what is making that child to cry. Maybe her nappy is dirty, maybe she's hungry, or maybe she needs to sleep. And believe you me, it gets to a stage as a parent that you become a pro depending on the cry of that child. When a child cries, you'll be like, "Oh, she needs to sleep." when a child cries, is hungry, you don't functionally raise an infant up to some stage. Research can be wrong sometimes because you know your child better. Normally, people will say for a child to be transferred on a solid meal, it starts from age like 4 months, maybe 6 months. Some children will never go on solid meal at 6 months old. That doesn't make you a bad parent. You raise children individually. You cannot compare them. Some children start walking at 6 months old, and some will start walking at 18 months old. Let's say you are going in the car. A 6 months old that have been walking from 6 months, now the child is 1 year. And then you have another child that is 1 year old. That child of 6 months that have been walking for another 6 months, making him or her a 1 year old, will walk with you to the car. But if you have a 1 year old that is not walking yet, you carry that child with you to the car. Lifting a 1 year old doesn't make you a bad parent. Letting your 1 year old walk with you to the car doesn't make you a good parent. It all depends on the ability of that child. Now, the two ways of parenting have to be 100% at all stages, but you have to balance it. When a child gets to a stage, you'll be able to say, no, don't do that. A little bit of your emotions would have been transferred to the functional ways of parenting, but you have to level it up depending on the age of that child. Can I just say something? If you have more than 2 children, you can bear me witness for this. Some babies like to be held a lot of the times. Some babies will be fine if you put them in their cot or in their crib for a longer period of time. Children are different. The functional ways of parenting is more, active. You have to do things. If you have a crying baby, let's say the child is only 3 months old, and the child start crying, you will not say, stop crying. No, because at that moment of the life's child, you are raising that child emotionally. But if you have a 5-year-old, a 13-year-old that is crying, you will say, oh, what's wrong? Why are you crying? They'll be able to explain why they are crying. So raising a child emotionally comes naturally for every parent. The moment you have your first child, the emotions will be attached to that child. But as the child grows, based on the child ability, you have to start introducing the functionality of raising that child. Discipline. Now the child is 13. You want the child to go out and play with her friends, but you want him to be back home before 8 p.m. That is functional ways of parenting. Even some toddlers likes hugs more than the other. I have a toddler myself, and when you want to hug them, they won't stay long. And then you have some other toddlers who want you to cuddle them for a longer period of time. Every child have his or her own personality. But how you raise that child will help that child to be more aware of him or herself. The functional way of parenting is at the stage that a child see more, but sometimes listen less. That is when they begin to learn from you based on your attitude, your behavior around them. or any adult around them. I remember a couple of years ago, I'm used to, taking something from the fridge, like a jar from the fridge, and then a bottle of water, and then put my mouth to it without putting it in a cup. I don't see anything wrong with it because it's my house and it's my water. But we were invited to a family gathering, and myself, then I have 3 children, with my sister's 3 children, and the person that invited us only had 1 child at that time. My daughter picked up a jar while everybody is sitting down, and then she drank from the old jar meant for the old children on the table. Then I was like, wow, who would have thought? I didn't tell her to do that, but she see me doing that. So that's part of functional ways of raising a child. Intentionally or unintentionally, it gets to a stage in a child's life that you're no longer telling them to do a certain things, or you don't need to tell them. Once they see you do it, they will definitely do it. Now, based on your child, if you have more than 1 child, you will understand what I'm saying. If a researcher wants to come into my house to talk about my children, you're looking at 5 different individuals. They are not the same. They are not the same. Some are quiet, some talks too much, you know what I mean? So the research will be wrong. Don't overwhelm yourself when it comes to looking at other children or looking at some areas that you think you are not, performing well enough as a parent. No, there is no better parent for your child or your children than yourself. Do not compare your children. Focus on that child and do the best that you can. Remember, your heart makes you a parent, and not because you have biological children. So if you're a carer, you're a teacher, you work in a creche, you are also a parent because you take care of other people's parents. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.